Hi everyone and welcome back. My name's Nikki Windsor. I'm a gut health coach and I'm the founder of Jungle Goddess. I help you identify diet and lifestyle changes to improve your health and well-being. Now I specialise in gut health, so I'm quite aware of the things in food that can influence gut health, and the one I want to talk to you today about is are emulsifiers. So emulsifiers are substances used in food production to help ingredients combine well together. Now, two ingredients that really don't like to blend together are water and oil. So the way in which those get bound together is through the use of an emulsifier. Now, emulsifiers, they help to bind together liquids, different ingredients, different food particles, and they're used for all sorts of purposes. I talk about something called the bliss factor, which is something that food producers are always trying to find, that perfect combination of smooth and rough, sweet and salty, sour, chewy or crunchy, melt in the mouth. They're all working together to create that flavour, that texture that keeps us going back to buying more. And emulsifiers play a big role in that. They're used to thicken substances to improve the structure of food, the texture, the flavour, the shelf life, to reduce stickiness. So they're used for all sorts of reasons. And there's many different types. So there's man-made types, so maltodextrin, polysorbate. There's plant-based ones, so there's a lot of gums, so locust bean gum, guar gum, different starches. And there are some animal-based ones, so chitosan is one that's made out of the shells of crustaceans. And then you can get microbial ones, so that some sort of microbial activity on a substrate has created a substance. And xanthium gum is used, is a product of microbial activity. And there are some natural food products that help the binding of substances. So mustard, oil, salt, egg yolk and vinegar are all binding agents. So you find these agents in like so many different foods, but especially low fats and fat-free tend to have a lot of emulsifiers. Dairy products and plant-based dairy. So if you've ever had like oat milk that you see it separate, that's probably a more natural oat milk. And that doesn't have many emulsifiers in it. If they've got emulsifiers, you probably won't see that natural separation because those emulsifiers are binding the products together. Soy, processed meats, gluten-free products, so xanthium gum and starches are used a lot in gluten-free products because gluten binds ingredients together. So without gluten, then something else needs to be able to bind these things, the ingredients together to make bread and other baked goods. But snacks, soups, sauces, chocolate, dressings. So that's how you a dressing often will have vinegar, acid, something like lemon juice, maybe a honey. Well, they naturally separate, so emulsifiers bind them together. Coffee creamers, they have emulsifiers in them. Now there's a link between emulsifiers and gut health, because they found that a number of these, especially the chemically produced emulsifiers, impact the microbiome and detrimentally affect intestinal health. And they've been linked to creating inflammation in the gut. So with if you have IBS, an excess of these gums and lectins and emulsifiers can aggravate symptoms. Some, however, like guar gum and xanthium gum, can help improve digestive health. So there's a fine balance to be had of which ones are okay and which ones are not. So guar gum and xanthium gum are two that are suggested to promote digestive health. But the ones to avoid are maltodextrin, carrageenan, and polysorbate 80. Studies show these to increase intestinal inflammation. So the top tips is really reduce the amount of processed foods. Not only is that because of the poorer quality of ingredients and the amount of sugar, which I normally talk about, processed foods have lots of emulsifiers in them. But read the labels and see what's in there. If there's a load of additives, then maybe it's not the right product to be choosing. Have a look at different brands. Some will have more and some will not, especially like a plant-based milk. Try and get one that's more got more natural ingredients. So yeah, that's a bit more about emulsifiers, and just become more aware of them because they are everywhere in so many different food types. All right, I'll be back next week for another video. Take care and have a great week. Bye.